Hello, I'm Dr. Gareth Moore. I'm the author of a lot of puzzle and brain training books. In fact, all of these 4 shelves you can see here, these are all my recent books. But that's not why I'm here today. So you see, I spent all of my time writing puzzles and very little time actually really getting to solve them. So one thing I did last year, which I really enjoyed, was I recorded myself solving all 24 days of various puzzle advent calendars. And of those, the one I think I enjoyed the most was the Exit the Game advent calendar. Well, the great news is they've come back with another one for this year. And here it is. The Exit the Game advent calendar, The Hunt for the Golden Book, with 24 exciting riddles. And I have to say, based on last year's advent calendar, I hope it's going to be just as good, because that really was exciting. So let's start by taking the shrink wrap off. There we go. Nearly in that box. Right, so here we go. And then let's open the lid. Let's see what's inside now. Right, okay. There are various bits of paper. There's an advent calendar help book and game instructions. There's a decoder table that needs to be assembled. That kept falling apart last year, but there we go. So help book and game instructions. And there's also a storybook, which I think will give you the introduction for what's going on each day. And then here's the calendar itself. There are, let's have a look, 4 or 6, yes. So there are, as you'd expect, 24 doors to open, one for each day of, well, one for each day of December up to Christmas, and some other illustrations on the calendar which probably will prove useful at some point. Interestingly, the manufacturers have posted a correction on their Twitter for the back cover of this. It says refer to the sticker on your shrink wrap, but I don't know if you just noticed, but there's definitely no sticker on my shrink wrap. But they've uploaded the PDF, and as far as I can see at a glance, the only thing that's changed is the design on here. So we'll pay attention to that when we need to. But for now, let's have a look at the text for today. So here we go. Let's have a look down on my desk. And we've got the storybook and the help book with the game instructions. And as I say, the riddle decoder table, which I think I will need to assemble before we go. We can complete today's puzzle. But anyway, let's start with the storybook. So what's going on this year? Right, there's a prologue. Oh, hello. Room for notes. Very handy. So there is, or are, 3 pages of story, no, 4 pages of story about how you are in the village. You've just got home, you come in and there's a candle burning unexpectedly on your Advent wreath, and you think, well, it's weird that I left that lit, but then you discover a letter next to it, and that letter has come from someone who appears to be Santa, but the signature's legible, and it says that their golden book saying who all the toys need to be given to and what they want has been stolen, and it's been traced to some village, and you need to go to this village for them, please, because you're so good at solving puzzles. So he'll pick you up and drop you off, except you're then left just outside the village, and there you go. You come across a room, the door is open, almost as if someone is waiting for you. The first puzzle begins on the calendar sheet 1st to December, so here's the sheet 1st to December. And it says you carefully approach a hut on the edge of the square and go in. And it looks light from outside, but once you go in, it's surprisingly dark. Odd, yes, but you don't have time to figure out why. You have a deadline to meet. There must be a clue here somewhere that will set you on the trail of the thief. So you're looking for the golden book. It says you let your gaze wander and contemplate what to do next. There's lots of strange junk, but you realise you need to tidy first. You decide to look around carefully and take the opportunity to clean up a little. As you do, you spot some notes on the table. Open door 1 now. Behind you will find 2 riddle cards, A1 and A2, and 10 small strange items. Now, I know from last year that sometimes there's stuff on the back of these sheets that's important, but this is blank. So I'm going to put this aside now. I don't think I'll need that again today. Let's find day 1. Here it is down the bottom. And let's start by opening day 1 then. Here we go. Where's the flap? Here. I don't want to open the door next to it by accident. So actually one thing you might notice is that none of the doors have got numbers on, and I assume this works the same way as last year's calendar, in that when you solve a puzzle, it then identifies the next day's calendar door to open for you, which is really quite a nice mechanic. Anyway, let's have a look. So let me just adjust this camera so you can actually see. There's nothing on the back of the door, it's blank. And then inside it said there were 3 riddle cards and 10 strange items. So let's have a look, and there's some stuff inside the door. I do indeed have 10 strange items. Is that 10? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, it's clearly 10. And these all press out, I can see. So let's ignore those for a moment. And I have 2 riddle cards, A1 and A2. And they seem fairly plain on the back. It has been many a year since anybody ventured here. Items over which folk fussed have now been left to gather dust. Of the items you have found, 3 don't need to stay around. Throw them out and do not miss into the bin that looks like this. Open up the bin with care, but as you do, please beware, the door adjacent must stay closed, as a later riddle will be posed. Your rubbish items must stay whole before you place them in the hole. Don't cut or bend anything to get it in the opening. 3 things will fit and solve the riddle. Then sort the code, big, small, then middle. Okay, well, do I need to use this at the end of the game? Because usually at the end of each riddle, at least last year's calendar, you ended up with a code, a 3-digit number that you put in, which then gave you a series of moves. And you followed the moves and checked that the symbols matched the door as a confirmation that you'd chosen the correct answer. Have I skipped something which explained that mechanism? Is that perhaps in the help book and game instructions that I perhaps should have read first? Yes, okay. I clearly haven't looked at this yet. This presumably is the same as last year. Santa's golden book has disappeared, so it is Santa, at least according to this. And it is up to you to find it again. The trail leads you to a remote mountain village where 24 challenging riddles await you. Okay, so these are the components. Decoder strip. Let's see what it says. Game setup. Before you start, you need to prepare the decoder table, so it's the same as last year. Right, now looking inside the room, there is a stag's head with 2 on it, a wormy apple with a 5, and a door with a 9 on it. And then to the side, there is a painting of a witch with a 3, a unicorn with a 7, a domino which has clearly got 8 on it. Nothing on the roof so far as I can see. And then on the other side, there is a flower pot with a 6 on it. Sorry, it's not quite focused yet. And a 1 next to a picture of a cockerel. Okay, so I think that the numbers on the objects in the room are just giving me values for the decoding sheet. And let's look at the cards again. It says I'm looking for the bin that looks like this, which I can now see is here. And that's why it says open up the bin with care. The door adjacent must stay closed, as a later riddle will be posed. So how do I, presumably the bin I'm opening up, just that they're very clever, very inventive. Presumably I'm just using the hole for the strip here. And then I need to press out the items. See which one fits in. Okay, the fleur-de-lis clearly doesn't fit in. It's obviously bigger than that hole. Any of the items going to fit in? Yes, I can see they are actually. It's quite clever. It looks to me like the apple will fit in because the worm, even though it's quite big, because you'll be able to bend it, won't you? I mean, I shouldn't say bend, that's not the right word. You'll be able to rotate it as it goes in. Let's try. Can you see this? So that goes in like that. And yes, it rotates round and pops in. That's rather lovely. How clever. How clever. And then I wonder if the antler and its horns will go in. Looks like it might. Looks like they might. Ah, oh, goodness me. I'm always blown away by how inventive and clever the puzzles in these Exit the Game products are. They seem to be endlessly inventive. And that's not easy. It's really not easy. Let me just move this a bit further up the screen. Right, is that going to fit in? It's looking good so far. No cheating, no bending. Is the head going to fit in though? Oh, I think it might not. I think I'm going to have to cheat to get the head in. Yeah, that doesn't fit. Okay, it nearly fitted, but unless I need to really give it a shove, it didn't actually fit. What else is going to fit? This looks a bit big. This looks a bit big. Oh, I think the rooster's going to fit. I think the rooster will do me proud. Let's see how this is going to go in, isn't it? Look at that. It's going to fold through that little gap. Let's put it in. Yes, rooster. That's 2. 1 left to find. Now, that button looks too big. I shall push it out and check, though. Yeah, it's definitely too big. It wasn't a very small charge, one of those shape sorting things. You've got to push the shapes through the really obviously different holes. Now, that witch is quite complex. The newspaper clearly not going to fit, nor the domino. I want to say that the flowers can't fit because of the large area at the top. And now, the unicorn looks... I don't think the unicorn's going to fit because the cross-section here is quite large. and she can wiggle it back and forth. Yeah, it's possible the witch will fit. Let's give this a go. Here we go. Oh, it's looking good. Am I going to be able to wiggle her head in? That's the question. Yes, I am. Result! Okay, so I've got 3. Not this, or this, or the fleur-de-lis, which I pressed out first, but the snake, the witch, and the rooster. Now, if I go back to this camera, the wormy apple with 5, and let's move that. So the witch with 3, and the rooster with 1. 5, 3, 1, which is, so it says to arrange them on the card here. It says big, small, middle. So I'm looking for 5, 1, 3. Okay, so next thing I need to do is cut out this. So let me just do that now. Done. And actually the strips are a bit more solid this year. Perhaps I just cut them out better, because last year they kept falling out and it was a pain putting them back in. So 5, 1, 3, is that right? Is that what we decided? Big, small, middle, 5, 1, 3. So I turn it over, and that tells me to go left to left, down from where I am. So I'm here, and then it should match the code on it. So we're going left, down, and we should get circle, star. I can't apparently identify simple shapes. Circle, diamond, star, which we do. So this is now the door for tomorrow. And once you found your pen, where did I say? 1, 2 here, circle, diamond, star. You can then write 2 on it, because that is the door we're going to open tomorrow. So that's the calendar solve for today. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you can join me again tomorrow when I will be back to solve, I hope, day 2. Until then, take care and bye. Oh, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. There's also an icon here you can always click, I think. And check out my other solves of the Puzzling Around a Christmas Tree Jelly Bean puzzle calendar, and this one, the Ravensburger, I can't even find myself, Escape the Advent Calendar, the Sunken Submarine, which you can find by looking at my channel or following the links.